so far back that the penalty zone flicker combo won't even be able to get him. If it does get him, the Melissa is going to be free hitting, and we know what happens when a Melissa free hits in a team fight. So the Natalia pick is brilliant for Aura Fire, and we'll see how Godiva is going to be able to utilize this pick.
Now that's what I was gonna say, right? That's the question. We've never seen Godiva pick up this Natalia, and is he good at it? Can he utilize it properly?
Well, if you mean properly, properly means playing it like Maloyski, that's a tall order, but let's get straight into the Land of Dawn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 1. Bigatron Alpha on the Hanzo, not the tank, as you guys maybe are expecting. It's the high and dry. He's going for pure damage here, Super Ken.
He wants to go aggressive, and this is the difference. We talked about how Super Ken is a lot more flexible, and he can play these assassins and be an absolute threat. So now for side Aura Fire, they have strong lanes, but they are losing out in the roam department. Bigatron already making a very fast move.
Again, you can see the oppressiveness of the mid control. Godiva going to be chunked as well. The immobility is right there. Fluffy has used the flicker. This might be a kill over to Bigatron Alpha. Fluffy taken low, taken down. First blood over to Bigatron Alpha.
Oh, it's nasty, right? 3v1 situation, it's not an easy situation to get out of, but honestly, Fluffy did his best, bought enough time. For what? I don't really know exactly what as well, because right now there are no neutral objectives on the board. It seems like Bigatron Alpha, they're trying to utilize the fact that they have really good mid lane clear to be able to punish those side lanes, especially here in the bottom lane where it could be 50-50 as Godiva goes in.
So Riza with the slam pass gets out. Super Ken somehow already level 4, jumping onto Godiva, and it's a disaster already for Aura Fire. Fluffy even in the bottom lane, gonna be chunked. He is the winning side, presumably the strong side of the map, but he is losing in that matchup.
He's getting completely bullied, and now with 3 members of Bigatron in his lane, Marino coming in for good measure. This is the heavy roam playstyle we've come to expect from Bigatron. These early rotations are just so brutal, considering there's a Kaja and Farsa combo. Aura Fire needs to try and wait until they can actually match up to that, until later on in the mid game, before they even try and do something. Anything at all. With the turtle spawning though, it seems like Aura Fire are trying to use that Fredgen pick and get something more here, as Sorizo just comes in and tries to zone everyone away.
Bottom lane slow pushing, Sorizo mounting Van as Super Ken rotates over, trying to deal some damage now, choosing Fluffy. Key forcing the Divine Judgment, and the Feather Airstrike comes down. Van taking low, but Key will be taken out. Fluffy caught right now, but is still going to be able to escape as Sorizo jumps in deep into enemy lines. Aura Fire going to be able to outplay this with the taunt as well. Moreno with Wings by Wings, but it will not be enough. Aura Fire execute a proper team fight, equalizing the kill on the scoreboard.
That's a weird turn of events right there. Both teams trying to go aggressively. Aura Fire coming out on top, but on the other side, that is Super Ken. Just super farming. If you look at the level, already 1 level ahead, and he is not stopping. But in the mid side, Marino gets jumped on, but Godiva gets countered.
A beautiful stun, and King will just take that kill for free. Bigatron Alpha, once again, they lost the goal lead earlier. It was equalized, but it's back.
Just a ping-pong playstyle here from both these teams. The contradiction though, we do see 2 Aura Fire votes from Ranger Mas and Eterna, but from the looks of it, Aura is still trying to make a big impact, but that Hanzo pick is so annoying. It just zones everyone away. It stole the purple buff away from Van as well, and now they go for the turtle, or even a pickup onto the members of Aura yet again.
That was without Red Tree, Araki. Van actually used the Red Tree, and Super Ken still was able to steal it away. Fluffy now jumping in on the 3 members. The penalty zone gets popped in, but the turtle will surely go to the hands of Super Ken. Now, using the ultimate on the way to Fluffy. It's a free kill over. Super Ken jumping, Godiva trying to flank, but he will not be able to assassinate anyone. 6-2. Turtle, everything going to Bigatron Alpha.
It's looking really messy here for Aura Fire right now, and I'm not really sure this is what exactly I had in mind with the Natalia pick. I think in this situation I would have preferred a Hilda than the Natalia, being a little bit more versatile, a little bit more chunky as well, and not in the way that Godiva is playing right now, right? Because in the early stage of the game, you see that Godiva is trying to play for that EXP lane, trying to build a lead for Fluffy, but it hasn't worked out. He goes in for different rotations as well, and it hasn't worked out. I would have used Godiva to distract Super Ken, honestly, in his own jungle. There you go. He just keeps going in more. Kabuki just barely gets out of there alive, and Super Ken is just being deliberately a nuisance for Aura Fire every time they go in for rotations.
Even in the top side, a beautiful Divine Judgment right now with Saken popping his fire, but Godiva will still be able to escape from this one. Again, it's Orizo mounting Van, buying so much time and pressuring him. He had to use the Retribution there. Meanwhile, Fluffy in a 1v1 with a high and dry. That's going to be Super Ken dealing so much. Fluffy solo killed, and that's the 4th kill of the game over to Super Ken.
He is 4-0, he is snowballing, and he is an absolute problem in the late game as well. If Aura Fire are relying on Facehugger and Kabuki, that late game looks grim. Going up against a Feather Airstrike and a 4-0 Hanzo, who's about to get even more kills most likely, that backline will be so non-existent. And if they try and play the front-to-back, they have Saken on that Melissa, and we all know what the Melissa can do in a big team fight. Right now, they're trying to counter-attack though. It's them pulling the trigger, but BTR might have other things to say about that.
This is why the Melissa works so well as an independent laner, as a weak side. Natalia now all caught alone, trying to flank, but against the high and dry. I think Super Ken wins this. Godiva with the 4th death in this game, trying his best to invade, but in turn will just give a free kill over to Bigatron Alpha.
Honestly, 6 minutes in, with the fact that Super Ken is 4-0-2 and he's, what, 3 levels above Van here in the jungle, I think doing those kind of rotations, it's a little late, right? The damage is already there, the scaling is already there as well, and I would have really wanted to see that kind of rotation from the early game. Harass Super Ken from the early game, because at this point, there's not really much of an answer for his aggression. Nobody can go into the backline. I guess Fluffy is their only save grace. Even so, Fluffy is also very behind now as well.
It's the worst case scenario if you're playing against a Hanzo, when he is so aggressive and he is so ahead, he can do damage and he is effectively untouchable because you can't really get past his teammates to get to him anyways. He has the golden staff right now, so he's going for a very aggressive basic attack build and using the spells as utility. It's a very effective playstyle, and considering that there's no way for Aura to stop him in his track, when he goes in, he can just do the same thing again and again. Facehugger, main victim right now.
Yeah, it might just be an assassination right now, but it's gonna be the Divine Judgment bringing Godiva back. Still able to escape, but the Feathered Airstrike will take him down. Bottom lane, Van, as objective as ever, will be able to find a trade back for Aura Fire. One of the pillars for Aura Fire that is doing work. But at this point, it's a 4,000 gold lead built up for Bigatron Alpha, and as you can see, Facehugger has no space to pop that real-world manipulation.
It's a tough situation because Van is also 2 levels below, but Fluffy goes in. It's gonna be the pickoff onto Marino. It's a step in a good direction.
Super Ken, again, just dishing out damage right there as both teams decide to disengage. It's a good pickoff. Remember, it's a shutdown over towards Aura Fire. That bounty was claimed, but Bigatron Alpha not staying idly by here, not letting that happen. On the Jujutsu Kaisen skin, it's OP right now.
It really is. Very OP right now. Gonna be able to get a tower there in the bottom side as well. So Saken not just getting the damage on, but also getting a lot of objectives on the board, and Facehugger once again.
Fluffy as well, brought back to the team, gonna be taken down here by the Feather Airstrike that comes down. Moreno picks that kill up, 11-3 on the board in terms of kills. And it feels like it's inevitable. This mid lane turret will fall. You don't really have a lot of ways to play with. Jaskar now. Oh, not Jaskar. Again, it's Super Ken going on to Kabuki, forcing him to back away. That's going to be an easy siege. And even Godiva, who tries to go for the assassination attempt, will not be able to. He gets recalled over the conceal to get him out. And Godiva is 1-6.
Here's the thing, right? Geek Slate, they were in a similar position in the last match, and Beloyski on the Natalia was able to make that impact, right? In the final stages of the game, he was able to get a lot of split pushes going on. He was able to get the pick off on to Saken, who was on the Melissa, where Saken is also using the Melissa. The question is, can he replicate the same success that Beloyski can later on?
I feel like it goes to how they're playing this Natalia pick, because we see Beloyski, he's able to go in for assassination, he's able to threaten the backline and force his opponents to move a certain way. Godiva right now, he's just committing, he's just finding targets and going all in on them, and you can't do that, especially when you're 1-6, so he needs to try and adapt and in a way, unfortunately, just copy what Beloyski was able to do. Because for Bigatron Alpha right now, they have all the space possible and they have all the damage. Even if Godiva jumps on them, they're just fine. Oh my god, these items, man.
The Ken combo, same items.
The Ken combo, I was about to say. Same core items right here, so that's a lot of DPS. Oh, fire. They can't really match up to it, so they can't outlast. And now they can pick up.
Brilliant target, even Fluffy jumps in with the penalty zone. Flicker Socket though with the go away. Gets him out. Super Ken now diving into the back line. That's very vulnerable. Against two. Face Hugger will fall as it's a monster kill. But Super Ken doesn't want to stop there. He jumps onto Kabuki. Kabuki still having the Flicker, will be able to escape. But none of the Bigatron Alpha members were taken down. Now they're cutting the wave under the tier 2 for the mid lane tier 1 to finally fall. With the Lord also being taken over. So Rizzo will manage the waves in a way where it will crash down all 3 waves at the same time.
This is incredibly bleak if Bigatron Alpha is able to utilize the first Lord of the game to get an inhibitor turret.
I mean, they're going for it right now, doing damage to Van. Now the Lord is cleared out, but the waves are all pushing it at the same time. Aura seems to be able to defend right now, unless Bigatron goes for a big play here. They're going down on the turret.
It's Fire as well, popped in by Socket. The mid-wave is still there, and that's going to be the penalty zone connecting onto Chorizo, who's going to be able to flicker out now. The Divine Judgment catches Godiva again, and then it turns, gives Super Ken the godlike. He's now on the base, jumping in onto the back line. No damage whatsoever from Kabuki, as it's all good. Super Ken just pops back to the shadow. This is truly the moment for you guys to utilize the emotes that are all ready right now.
Oh man, and now they're gonna go in for the top lane as well. I think Bigatron Alpha, they're looking to end here.
Slam, pass. That's Super Ken onto the back lines. That's gonna be Fluffy with the defensive penalty zone. And Face Hugger will fall. The legendary picked up by Super Ken as the bundle dishes out the damage right now. Socket staying objective. Fluffy still trying to survive, but a fight jump finds Kabuki, who's able to get a damage done. Getting 1 kill back, but the bundles from Socket picks up a double, and it's a triple for Socket. Bigatron Alpha dominating in game number 1.
Wow.
You cover up the weakness with a Farsa who can roll. Giving it over to Bigatron Alpha, this is what you get. An 11-minute game, 22-5.
It's just insane, man. It's also the fact that Aura Fire has no real engage, so they were unable to punch